Last Sunday was the fourth Sunday of Easter, Good Shepherd Sunday, and it was the World Day of Prayer for vocations, thinking of vocations to the priesthood and the religious life. And I said I'd do a couple of videos just about this sort of thing, and it's a bit late, but perhaps better late than never. But it's worth starting, if you like, from the beginning, and just thinking, actually, what is a vocation? After all, we're encouraged to pray for vocations in a way that we're not really encouraged to pray so much for people to become surgeons, teachers, accountants, or cleaners, and so on, even though these are all really important roles. But when we talk about a vocation, we mean something different, because we're not talking about a job, we're talking about an entire way of life. And within the Church, we say that God calls people to follow him in four particular ways of life. That's marriage, the single life, priesthood, and then the consecrated or religious life, in other words, being what we normally call a monk or a nun. Now, of course, a job may have some of the features of a vocation, a sense of being called to it. We particularly think of this in terms of people becoming doctors and teachers, nurses, those who are in the, if you like, the serving professions. But those four vocations of marriage, single life, priesthood, consecrated life, they're much bigger than this. One way of looking at it is to ask myself, well, if I'm a teacher and I retire as a teacher, or if I change my career and decide then that I'm going to become an accountant or something instead, or if I'm made redundant, have I lost my vocation? Well, no, I haven't lost my vocation because it is a job. It's not necessarily my vocation, even though it may have vocational qualities to it. Now, for most people, the vocation to marriage is the easiest to understand. You meet someone, you fall in love, you decide that you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, and so you get married. And for a Christian, of course, this is the result of a process of discernment, a result of prayer, and therefore it is, or should be, a vocation. And the vocation to priesthood or to the religious life or consecrated life is similar to that. You meet a diocese or an order. After prayer and discussion, you decide that actually you want to spend your life living and working in that diocese, in that order. And just as we realise that we want to marry one particular person, and that living, being married to that person is what will make us truly content, so it works a very similar way with a diocese or an order. We realise that actually it is that way of life, it is living like those people that will make us truly content, truly happy. And it's in that way that we can seek and find God. Now, there are going to be lots of questions that we need to ask ourselves, and that will come in another video. But actually, as a starting point, we need to say that a vocation is a calling from God to a specific way of life within the Church. And it is up to each one of us to discern where that vocation lies for us. And it's something that we don't necessarily do on our own, and ideally we do with the help of someone else, other people who can give us assistance, guide us, perhaps see things sometimes more clearly than we can. And that's what a vocations director is for. So if you're thinking about priesthood or religious life in particular, then get in touch with a vocation director from a diocese, from a religious order, and see how they can help you. And so next time we'll think about the questions that we should ask when thinking about a vocation. God bless.